And 2 or 3 different times I think she did this. Couldn't find anybody to marry her. And as time went on, she had a child. And she called him Jonathan. And a young boy, she took care of her child. She was never allowed to go to their church again. She was basically shunned. But she lived for her son. She took care of him. And one day, when he was about 6 years old, in the mill, there was, the way it was constructed, there was a water wheel, how most mills are. And he would play around the water wheel, and he got caught in the wheel. And he couldn't get out, and he drowned. And this seemed to take Esther into a terrible, terrible depression. In fact, maybe you could say her mind just simply snapped. And as the story goes, she climbed to the top of the mill and hanged herself. Such a tragic story. Esther was gone. Her son had died. And the man she loved never returned to marry her. You know, you would see she would do all kinds of things to people driving by. Their cars would stop, they couldn't get them started, and there would really be nothing wrong with them. She would come out, lots of times come out from that side of the mill and more or less dance in the street. They would see her.
Now I know a guy back in around 1997 that happened. He's seen a woman in white dancing in the street.
Yes. Quite a few have seen her. And she was very, very active. They would see her walking up to the bridge. It was like she was sort of always hoping and looking, wondering where he was, why he didn't come back. But now she knows.
Now, do you feel her here with us right now? Do you feel her, like, watching what we're doing?
Yeah, Esther's here. She's right here.
You want to take a photo over there, Chris? Just to see if anything pops up. So what would she be doing over there? Is she just standing or is she sitting?
She's standing here watching me.
What does she think of what we're doing?
She says, "I love you. Come anytime to visit. You brought me hope. You brought me life. I'll never forget you." That's all I can hear. That's all she said.
Alright guys and girls, we have arrived at Gretchens lock. If you pan over to my right, supposedly this lock right here is where Gretchen was actually entombed by her father until they could actually ship her body over to Holland. So we're going to walk down here. Okay, if you look over here, now there's a big hole right there. Now, I don't know if that's typical design of a lock or not. I mean, we'll have to look into that. This is only the very beginning of the, investigation.
There's actually 3 of them.
Yeah, there's one where Danny's standing in right there. Then the one right here, and then there's a really deep one right here. A really deep one. There's a dust. So you guys and girls out there watching right now, this is the beginning of the DVD, so you're going to be learning right along with us. This is
My understanding is that those indentations at the top of that lock were for storage of crops, so that if people had potatoes or carrots or something like that, they could put them there until the boat came along, and then they could move it over to the boat. And I don't really know where the legends come from.
Right.
At all. There are a lot of people that will tell you, including this Gary Winterburn, that when he was a ranger, he said strange things happen out there at times, and horses get spoofed.
It almost sounds like a muffled cry or something back there. Is there anybody with us right now? If so, can you say yes? Let us know that you can hear us.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Sound like help me.
I'm hearing something back there at the lock. Are you hearing that?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm getting a cool wind blowing now, Dan.
I just heard something again.
Please. I'll turn my light out. I'm going to set it down. You got yours in your hand just in case?
Yeah.
My light is out, Gretchen. I'm going to count to 3. Stand in front of this camera so I can take your picture. On 3.